What was really interesting in doing this research was then to say, well, what does it mean? What are the implications of being, and we could think of this as almost a continuum of religiosity, from religiously committed to privately faithful to spiritually uncertain, and then to being atheists and non-believers. What does that mean in terms of people's lives? Number one, people of faith, as you move up this scale, and we're talking here about differences of 2 to 1 and 3 to 1. As we move up this scale, we find that as you increase levels of faith, levels of particularly family happiness increase exponentially. The importance of the family and the level of reported family satisfaction goes sort of through the roof. We also find that the involvement of people in the community is very different. Involvement in community activities between religiously committed versus non-believers is about 3 to 1. So there is a tremendous amount of evidence for the work that we've been doing that faithfulness is not simply a state of mind. It's not simply some abstract thing that sits out there that involves only a relationship between you and the kind of existential feelings you have about your creator and your role in life, but actually has a tremendous impact on your day-to-day interaction. And we think that this is an important thing to remind people of as we look at where this country is headed, because the fundamental conclusion is that as we have a more faithful society, and this is, by the way, multi-faith. We did not just do this among Christians or even among so-called Abrahamic religions, but we did it across the board. And as you move up this involvement in faith, you increase the level of civility in society. That the key foundation of civil society appears to be a strong element of faithfulness. Faith in religion is not simply a private matter. It is not only something that happens, in the context of one's own kitchen, but for really this very important element of our civil society to grow and remain strong, we need to have a strong public element. Now, the choice about what one does with that public element is, of course, up to individual Canadians. But to take that away, I think, would really undermine the existence of the kind of society that we have. There are those in the public sphere who have tried to take the existence of multi-faith Canada and argue that because of that, we should have no faith, no religion anywhere in the public square. And that because we don't want to upset anyone, we should have nothing. And I would just argue that the longer-term challenge that all of us who are faithful, who believe in God, and who see our own role in terms of the universe and our own religions in terms of what's happening in Canadian society, and who want to have that flourish, need to have some involvement in the public square. And the unity of all of us, this unity is absolutely critical. The number one tonic, if you will, for those who would point at all of us and say, we need to take this completely out of public life, is for all of us to really hold our hands and to walk proudly and together into a very different future. And if we do that, I have to say that I have somewhat of a pessimistic view in terms of the future. But this is a very important gathering, and I hope it is the start of many good things to come. So thank you very much.